and they love the pedals. But I mean, I wouldn't want to hang my top 8 chances on a pair of pedals myself.
Sure.
But
But even card quality-wise, the Cunning Bandit's a much higher quality card than the Knockback.
He is. I mean, I guess, and he has ink eyes. I mean, ink eyes can win 6 games in a row without too much problem if you draw it at the right time. And Onaganada is going to turn out to be, I think, pretty good for him. I mean, that lets the ninjas elite trample or even jump blockers. So if he ever gets that going, I mean, your opponent's going to have no hands and you're going to start picking up his men. That seems pretty good. We had 3 black drafters in a row. Zedek was blue-black.
Okay.
And then, of course, the signals that Oizo sent with the Gut Wrencher and the Ren got Malin into black as well. So there was a really.
What was Malin's first pick?
I didn't see it. I wasn't over there. Too many judges in my way.
Interesting.
But I can find out in a minute when I go back and take a look at that.
John, full under Cage of Hands, maybe? I would have first picked Cage of Hands out of Malin's pack.
No, I think the Cage is in Sogja 4's deck.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure. I wandered around just peering when they were in the review.
Under. And there's that's where the Firesword came from. That went Ghostly Prison, maybe?
Possible.
Maybe, but I don't believe that's.
I mean, we saw the Zozu and the Firesword.
Taking Devouring Greed.
Oh, we could have taken Devouring Greed first.
Seems like a weird first pick.
Seems like a weird first pick. Devouring Greed's gotten a lot better in the third pack. It took a hit in Saviors. But there's so many.
But it's back in Saviors.
And Betrayers. I'm sorry, you're right. In Betrayers. And it's gotten much better in the third pack in Saviors.
Okay. So did you get much sense of what else was going on in the draft, John, other than Oizo?
All I got to see is I was staying between Oizo and Zedek.
Yep.
And so Zedek did exactly what he wanted to do, start with the Gatella Tales, which is about the only blue card in the pack. And he said yesterday he'll draft blue with any other color. And if he has blue, that was the pattern to him winning when he was doing practice with this on the beta.
Sure.
He said, he was saying, when did I do well, when did I not do well? And he said, if I had blue in my deck, I almost always finish first or second in the draft. So I definitely want to try to draft blue.
And he opened a teller.
He opened a teller, and it wasn't like there was a teller and a mirror guard or some other really hot blue card in the pack. It was a teller and a bunch of blanks as far as blue is concerned. So
well, it was Kadama's Might, Ren Spirit was the rest of the pack.
John,
there's Sasuke,
John, do you know what Zedek took over the Cloud Skater? It was,
he took a cutthroat.
Okay.
It was
so is he blue-black?
He's blue-black, yeah.
Blue-black, right from go, huh?
Yeah, and he really stuck to it. He took a 5th pick. I think it was a 5th pick, blue Zubera. So he was really sticking to his 2 colors. He didn't go anywhere else.
Was.
I'm sorry?
I said I'm glad somebody was sticking to their colors.
He was sticking to 2 colors. It looked okay. It doesn't look great. I mean, I think that the problem was that both his neighbors got into black.
Yeah, black.
And I think I heard earlier when you guys were talking that maybe somebody cut blue pretty hard. Cerrone, I think, was green-blue when I wandered around the other side, and Wallamies started in blue.
Wallamies was trying to be blue, although he apparently got cut very hard.
So Zedek had 2 people out of the 3 who was right sitting in blue, and both people on his left sitting in black. So, his colors were drafted by 4 of his 5 neighbors. So, he kind of had slim pickings as far as his blue-black was concerned. But he stuck to his guns, and all he did was take blue-black cards. So we'll see if that ends up helping him or not. I can't believe how late that barrel down Sokensen was going around the table.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Nobody was in red.
That'd be like a first or a second pick.
I don't know who was in red. Maybe nobody was in red.
At some point, I halfway expected it to come back around a second time the way it was being passed.
One of them came around, I think, to Oizo, 8th or 9th.
Yeah, and he passed it. He passed it,
yeah. And there's
the deck he could have had is just mind-boggling.
I don't know who ended up with the red epic spell. With the red epic spell going around.
We did not see that get to Oizo.
There's a red drafter somewhere.
You did see it get to Oizo, and Oizo passed it.
We saw green epic, not red.
No, the green epic was about 11th pick. The red epic was about 3 or 4 picks before that, I believe, and he passed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it was an Undying Flames.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the guys from New Jersey, at least, really liked that card.
Oh, I love that
card.
Definitely.
They just pop it down, and you have the board stalled up, and he kills somebody in like 3
Certainly enough 5 drops in Oizo's deck.
Wow.
It would be very good. A pick that I think can be very relevant for Oizo, especially with a number of black drafters at the table, is suddenly that Razor Draw.
Yeah, the Razor Draw,
it's a great card by itself, but if you're going to be facing off against a couple of black drafters,
they're sitting there hiding behind their Regenerator or their 4-2.
The Kuro's Takens are not so good on O.
And one thing I thought was a really bold pick was taking the Onaganada over the Clutch. The Clutch, again, is considered to be a first pick removal, maybe the best removal in the set. And Onaganada is a very conditional card. Not that it's not fantastic when it works, but it would have worked out well for him had he taken the Clutch, because in the second pack he could have taken the Onaganada out of Zedek's pack and still ended up with an Onaganada and a better piece of removal. So
Zedek took the Onaganada, right?
No, Zedek passed the Onaganada.
Oh, right, so he
could have.
Oizo fell back to back.
That's his judgment call, right? He thinks Onaganada.
Yeah, it's an uncommon. You don't expect to see another one in the draft. With only 24 uncommons, you don't expect to see any doubles, really.
Right.
So if he really wanted it, that may have been his only shot at it, which is why he took it. And he figured maybe he'd see a Clutch.
Yeah, that one just feels like preference in the
I
end.
wonder if
That's
Oiso
it.
felt he couldn't take some of the removal spells he passed late, just because he didn't have enough creatures.
You mean that's one.
He had to take like the 3/3. He had to take like the Kavu climber there.
That is one problem that seems to be happening. There's just so many fantastic spells in it that you keep taking these great removals and
He could have
great
taken
disruption spells.
Spellblade, though, right?
Well, that Spellblade is another card. Yeah, there's
That's
easily
Spellblade's high
a
in his
dozen
list.
cards that just perplex me.
Spellblade's high in his list.
That
You
aren't
read the list. It
against
was second, I think, on his pick order for
Yes,
Red King.
I have it right
He
here.
wasn't drafting a red-green deck. I think that's the thing. In his head, he was drafting a black-green deck that was just willing to splash a little bit of red for removal.
For those double spiral embers
Yeah.
and a couple other things.
I mean, that's the deck he's going to build and play. It's,
Sure,
it's
I
black-green plus embers, and maybe you throw in the...
The black red
one
deck
game
he
as well.
passed is the deck that wins this Pro Tour. Would have won in some alternate Bizarro universe.
Right.
Masashiro Iso as a Pro Tour champion with a black red deck, and I don't know if it'll
Yeah,
be this one.
sometimes you end up having to take like kind of a mid-range dork over like a good removal spell because you look and you have only 12 guys and you're like, I got 11, 12 guys and 2 of them are Thomas Kanushi. What the heck am I going to do?
You're black red though. You never have 12. You never have more than 12 guys because you do have so much great removal.
Yeah, creatures are... I mean, removal spells... If it's a removal spell or a creature, it's fine. It doesn't matter. You don't need guys if you can kill their guys.
Right. And
especially, he's got Soul Shift. He's got the Scuttling Deaths. He could have been bringing back even just Blade Name. Just a Baku
he
coming
doesn't
back.
have very much to bring back with his Soul Shift.
Well,
His
I mean,
Soul
doesn't
Shift may be the
Gnarl
promised Kanushis bringing back the
the Scuttling Deaths.
bringing back the Scuttling Death.
He had the
Bring
the
back
red
the Thomas
Baku.
Kanushi.
He has
At
the
least.
he has the blade named Baku. He has the Gnarled Mass. I love this mana base.
Yeah, Luis is
Baku, Gnarled Mass.
Interesting.
Luis is obviously a
Scuttling
far
Death.
better drafter than any of us are. Probably.
He's
two
got
us
a lot of
put
really
together,
good cards. So
But the Cunning Bandit pick was just, it's very baffling to me. And not taking like a ninth pick barrel down Sekensen, I also didn't understand. So those are a little
he
odd.
wasn't playing enough red to run it. Well, this is theory.
It's possible.
The Sasuke pick is what I think sent the draft down this whole direction.
Yeah, I mean, he
I think being in 2 colors is just, I think it's worth sacrificing some card quality in order to stay in 2 colors, right? I think taking Sasuke there over a Rend is just wrong.
I agree that it's totally wrong, and I'm very happy to send 2 strong green signals
Right.
down to my left.
Right.
I'm
It's
very
just-
happy to send
It's
2
so
signals
much better when you play nice with your neighbors that I think sending consistent signals is really valuable at that point in the draft. He's already shipped a Moss Kami. Now he can ship Kadalamas Might and Sasuke and just say, you guys have the green. I'm going to sit over here and do my thing. You guys fight over green.
Right.
And what happens by going in with Sasuke, he's both fighting for green because he still has to pass a Might and he still already passed a Moss Kami. And now he's passing a Rend. It's just, I think, the value of sending those signals, obviously he doesn't see the value of sending those signals as nearly as high as I do.
I don't think the Gut Wrencher is a big signal, but the Rend is a tremendous signal, right? If you're sending a third pick Rend down the line, you have to feel like it's safe for you to go into black.
It confirms the Gut Wrencher.
You get a second, right? Exactly.
And if somebody just took a Gut Wrencher, it's double black, they get nothing else, you cut them off, they're out. Right, they'll abandon it.
You go into green. That's what green's there for, right?
Yeah.
You take your first pick. It doesn't get supported in the next 2 picks. You slam down a green card. That's how it goes.
Sure.
So I think it was it'll be a very interesting draft to replay. I'd like to see what I would do. I'd like to see what I would have done firsthand in those situations.
Well, I want to go see what these guys built.
I really want to talk to Oiso.
We're going to go take a break. We're going to go watch these guys build their decks.
By the way, so you know,
run a few of the
Tron's almost mono red.
run a few of the video clips that we've recorded this weekend, and we will be back in about 15 minutes.
Am I off?
We'll talk you up a little bit before the quarterfinals start, and we'll see you in 15 minutes with some information about what these guys actually built and drafted. So see you then.
See you then.